What's up, Internet? We are here with Fang 2001 for another Sega Saturn Day. We picked this one this time because, honestly, after all of these, I still haven't really done a shooter. And the Saturn had some really good ones, unless you count like those bits in Kyo Flying Squadron, Toromaru, and those bits in Mega Man 8, which, you know, I don't necessarily consider them straight up shmups, whereas this one is. And the thing is, I had two choices. I could have gone with Fang, or I could have gone with Shinryu. And they're both ones I would like to get a hold of myself, although I do have them both on my PS3 through my PlayStation Store PS1 stuff. This one's interesting because it has like fully customizable mechs. Shinryu, also sometimes known as Gekio Shooting King, is a fairly substandard shmup, but it has some really fun bonus features. So, you know, it's one I'm considering for next time, but we'll see. But either way, this is Fang. I played this a long time ago on my PS3 and I enjoyed it. I used a little bit of footage of it, I think during the start of my Heavy Nova review way back in the day, just because it had robots and it looked cool. So I'm excited to play this. But this is really what makes it a super cool game, is this particular feature, where we can construct our own mecha. So we have to figure out what we want for our mech. So let's start with the electric, because that looks cool. We can use a punchy knuckle, a sword, a claw, or a pile bunker. Pile bunkers are pretty mechy, but I can't say no to swords. And this actually does affect our actual stats as well. Now we could get a pair of bipedal legs to get some low jump but high speed. We go with these to get some slow speed, high jump, spider legs, or a truck bed. I think I kind of like these ones. So this is the mech we have customized. They also have pre-made ones you can select, but, you know, the fact that you can customize a mech is part of what makes this game so damn cool, I think. We're going to Australia. This is clearly, basically the unofficial side story to Stardust Memory. Also, they misspelled Australia in the corner, which is great. But otherwise, we're just going to go help the White Dingo Squad and whatever the hell Stardust Memory was about before it went to space. So, playing paintball with Koaraki and kicking his ass because Koaraki sucks and doesn't eat his carrots. I should really watch Stardust Memory again. It's been a while. I don't know, I consider Stardust Memory to be kind of like Unicorn. Like, I hate the main suits, I like the side suits. Hate the protagonist, but I like some of the side characters, but I hate the main story. But the overall thing is kind of building up, and I'm starting to like it a little bit more. But melee is contextual, you have to get close to use it. Got a ranged attack, it's just a sort of standard spread shot. I believe our bigger, flashier attack is mostly like a screen clearing bomb, so you know, we've got options. I don't want to use the bombs too soon though, but we've got little pilots who are going to help us if we collect them. It's a neat little mechanic where there's our little, whoa, okay, that was interesting. So fun story, that completely killed any sort of view I have for my TV, so I don't think we'll be using our charge attack again. But if you get knocked out of your mech, you can be like a little guy on foot too, which is pretty cool. Now we get to change our little gun. There's actually a surprising number of mechanics to Fang. And we beat the mission, even though our ship crashed. It was supposed to happen anyway. But we lost our ship, and we lost our mech, mostly because I couldn't see what I was doing. I did not expect a screen-clearing bomb to completely kill the signal to my TV. That's interesting. So there's a difficulty rating up in the corner. I think if you do them in a certain order, things are slightly easier. I think, but I think there is like a level select here. But we're launching because our main transport crashed. There's their story. This game's actually not too bad. It's kind of got some depth to it. But it is a shmup, so you kind of run out of stuff to talk about really quick. Other than just, you know, pilot your kick-ass mech, blow stuff up. Can I get that, oh god, I got the grenade launcher. Grenade launcher sucks. I wanted the spread shot. That was a good weapon. Ah. Oh no, but we get some advice, so that's good. Continue. Alright. So let's test if that charge really did knock out my thing or not. Also, we can go up into the background in 3 dimensions like this, which is kind of cool. Alright, I'm going to use the charge and we'll see. So if you're photosensitive, look away for about a sec. Boom! Nope! I still got my TV thing, so I've got signal. So I'm guessing whatever knocked it out was just something weird in the settings or something. Oh god! I got the little bolo shot from Vector Man. But I like this spread gun, it's so much better. That's the thing, I could use this charge shot a lot more, but I feel like I need to hold on to it, even though it's literally just a charge ability, really. No, I want all the little co-pilot guys. I like that you can Goomba stomp the enemies, that's kind of cool. Now we're going down. This part almost reminds me a little bit of Gunstar Heroes, where in that game you could slide down a pyramid in like the first stage. Same. We can rebuild our mech if we want. I don't see much of a point to it, though. I picked one I like. I'm just not good. This game's got a pretty hard-rocking soundtrack as well. It's pretty good. I might have to go back and record some of this for background music for my other videos. I'm trying to find some really good stuff for my PS2 video right now. Electric explosion, life, need that. But I like that we've got these little co-pilots that just hang onto the side and shoot. That's cute. Okay, we want the V. Alright, there we go. And it looks like the weapons rotate based on how many times you hit the power-up. So if you don't hit the power-up, it won't change. Okay, so we don't want V. L. L, I think, is laser. Don't want G. Go with L. And then fire that off so I can kill them all. Oh, laser's not bad. Kind of jet forward and back. With the shoulder buttons. Otherwise, this is basically just a 3-button game. It's got a fairly simple control scheme. Alright, there's one chunk. Uh-oh. Co-pilots! Help me. Need you to help co-pilot. No! I've got plenty of charge yet. I think that little hatch there is what we're trying to aim at. Whoa! Okay. You know, there's a few cake shooters on the Saturn. I should do some of them too. I really want to get, I think it's the original Donpachi, because I think that had some of the best box art I've ever seen. Like, right up there with, like, Clash of Demon Head and other really cool mechs. I'm really thinking about mechs right now. I just finished watching some of those mechs while I was editing, but, really cool box art, you know? It was like, you got this giant neon bee with these, like, laser ships shooting out of its stinger. It was very, very cool box art. That's a game I really want to get a hold of, too. But I'd like to get this physically. Same with Gekio Shooting King. Okay, so mission rank is hard. Or we can pick an easy level. We have to make that choice soon. Let's go with easy, because I don't know how many lives we've got. It might be easier to take care of the easy mission before we move to the hard one. Alright. But, you know, this was a Data East arcade game. Which I don't typically hold Data East in high regard. I think this and, like, what's its, oh, I can't even remember what it is now. Crap. Trio the Punch. I think are, like, the two really remarkable Data East games. I think I like the spread shot more than I like the laser, honestly. I'm not convinced the laser's actually doing more damage, and it doesn't seem to pierce things, so for a laser it's not the most effective. Co-pilot powers activate. Uh-oh, I think I'm running out of power. I like that there's sort of a three-dimensional movement in this game sometimes. Not all the time. Come on, life. Alright, I'll take that. I'll take the spread gun. Spread gun will do me just fine. Whoop. Nice flare effect lighting up the background. That's an impressive little effect. I'm quite impressed. It's been a while since I played this game. I forgot about just how nice this game looked. But you know, this game's fun. I don't think it's like a top tier shooter or anything, but you know, I think it's pretty cool. And look, it's a Diet Dom. I got three little, oh no! Continue! Grab our co-pilot buddies. Charge, shot, activate. I will defeat the Dom for what it did to the Ifrits, and the fact that, you know, Rambaral really should have gotten a Dom. Things would have ended very differently had Makuve not completely cocked everything up for Rambaral. Oh, poor Ramba. Alright. I really dislike the Dom. The Dom's not a particularly interesting design. I like the Ifrit, but that was designed much later. It has a more complicated design, of course, being designed about 20 years later from the original Gundam stuff. It's ironically like the only Zeon suit I really like, though. Maybe the Gelgoog, but you know, the Ifrit was the one that really hit it off with me. And of course, you know, going back to the Sega Saturn, the Ifrit Custom, that was born on the Sega Saturn, and it's probably the coolest Ifrit of them all. Of all 8 of them. Oh, there really should have been more than 8 of those. Those things were so cool. Maybe I should do the Gundam Blue Destiny games. I mean, I've already played through them for the channel before, but I kind of want to do it again. Just because those were really fun mecha games on the Saturn. Also, I own literally every Gundam game on the Saturn. I think there's like 9 of them. Oh, we're loading. I don't think this was 100% well optimized for the Saturn. This was a port of an arcade game, I believe. But it's a fun little game. And you know, if you like shmups, I don't think this is one that a lot of people talk about. I'm not 100% sure I'd say it's like a hidden gem or anything. It's definitely not like a top of the class shmup by any means, but it's a fun one. And if you like mechs, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer to take a look at this one. Plus you get customization options out the wazoo. And it has voice lines. All these little co-pilot guys yell, "Alright!" So you know they're doing good. I'm kind of impressed with the sectional damage on the enemies. Power? I think that's just a weapon upgrade, though. I don't think that affects health or anything like that. Alright. Let's go with the pilots. We're good. Although we didn't have much health left, we get picked up all the same. I think this game is overlooked by a lot of people, but I think it's quite a fun little thing. All the same. It's got some fun features. Time to select the next area. Now we're in New Zealand. But it's in French for some reason. Alright, let's go easy because, again, you know, I don't know how many continues I actually get, but I'd like this to last more than like 15 minutes, if I can help it. But yeah, I think this is, if you're interested in this, you can get this on PS3 right now through the PS Store for about $5. That's how I got first introduced to it. Look at that, 4-D. So there's like at least 3 other variations of this stage that could be stage 4. How cool is that? Replayability, man. Oh, no, I don't want weapons. I'm quite content with my little, my spread shot, thank you. Music's really quite nice. Co-pilot. Start cooperatively piloting things. I don't have much health left. And that I don't think I can take another hit. Gotta be careful about this. Oop, there's a bit of slowdown. We're all good. It's also not a super fast-paced shmup. It's kind of a chill one, honestly. It's not slow by any means, but it's got like a nice comfortable pace. It's not speeding up like crazy fast or anything. Uh-oh. Alright, battle buddies, let's go. We don't have a mech. This could be a problem. Oh no! Fushikomas! Please give me a mech. I need one. Oh no. No, no, no. No. Alright, well, we got our mech back anyway. And hey, we got our spread shot back. Which is good because I think the rocket launcher is like the worst weapon. I think the discount Dom can shield our charge attack. That's a problem. Fun story, the Dom does not have a sword. It just has a very heated rod. Because Xeon couldn't really figure out laser weapons until the Gelgoog, which got a beam Naginata. Although the Goof quite famously had an animation error where its heat saber appeared like a beam sword. So, you know, they kind of unofficially invented beam weaponry rather quickly. But that was part of what made the Gundam so cool, is it had beam weaponry, whereas the Zaku's and everything else only had ballistics. I just love that I can Goomba stomp this guy. Dom suck. This is why you're getting Goomba stomped. Uh-oh. I saw a little bit of slowdown. Is he coming back? I don't think he's coming back. We sure showed him. Life, yes please. That was abrupt, but alright. I do just quite love the little mecha designs. The backgrounds are a little unspectacular, but otherwise, you know, it's pretty good. Technically, it's Sunday here too, Black Mars. It's currently 4 a.m., but, you know, that's when everyone else in my building's asleep, so I gotta stream now. I'm more of a night owl anyway, so it's fine. But it's not Sunday until I wake up tomorrow, so it's still technically Saturday in my head. Which means it can still be Saturn Day. But it's nice to explore just kind of a obscure shooter no one talks about that I think is kind of cool. Besides, I haven't played this game in years. Oh no! Okay. Let's not grab that grenade launcher, because... There we go. Power-ups also seem to have like a little bit of a twin bee mechanic where they'll explode if you hit them too much. I was so bad at twin bee. Fun story. When I went to college the second time, which was right around the time I started my YouTube channel, I decided to pick up Twin Bee, the 3D remake, on the 3DS so that I could play it on my way to school. And I played that every single day just with the express intent to get a little better at Twin Bee and understand its power-up mechanics. I played that every day for over a year, and I could not for the life of me figure that game out. Yeah, this game isn't too bad. If you've got a PS3, you can actually get this on the store for like $5. I'm not sure if it's available in the PAL region, but I know it's available in English as one of like the Japanese imports that weirdly showed up on the PS store by, I think it was Hamster that put out all those weird Japanese PS1 games and misled people into buying Tomba 2 in Japanese when they clearly showed that it was in English, and then they had to give everyone free copies of Tomba 2 in English. And that's why I have 2 copies of that on my PS3. So it's another reason why the PS Store should never go down ever. I'm gonna run out of continues, aren't I? What is the continue limit in this game? Is it 1,000,000? I might need every single one of them. If it's not 1,000,000, it should be 1,000,000. But yeah, this game is, it's definitely one of the more obscure Data East games, but I think it's probably also one of the few ones I consider to be good. So I'm not a big Data East fan by any means or measure. And you get to make your own completely customizable mech at the start, which is very, very cool. Hey, Arakara, how you doing? It has been a while since I've seen you on here. I missed you, girl. Yeah, we did it. Hopefully we have unlimited continues, but if not, we at least survive for another level. Whew. This game is really fun. I've never actually played it on the Saturn. This is actually quite nice. Alright. Going back to liberating Nouvelle-Zélande. I have no idea what you're saying, but I think it means shoot more things up. I think I can do this. Ah! I love that little awesome cheering octopus I have. I really need to play Animal Crossing again, but I don't think there's been any major updates to it, so I just don't feel much of a need to. There's actually not that many games left this year I want to play. Mostly just obscure indie things or things that are staying completely in Japan. Like, I kind of want to play the new Metroid. I'm waiting for my copy to be delivered in the mail. I'm kind of waiting on that, what is it, Monster Crown that's coming out, I think, on Tuesday. And then pretty much everything else is stuff that I'd have to order off Play Asia that's coming out, like, in December. It's really been a weird year. There really haven't been too many big name games for me. And like all the good stuff I've seen, it's like just indie stuff really. Like I've been throughout the year I try and keep a tally of all the games I get, and I try and keep a log of all like the best games I play. And this year it's like all indie stuff. Also, that's clearly a Dom Tropin, you can tell because it's in sandy brown, although the other one should be purple. Hey, they're updating and bringing a cafe to Animal Crossing. That's cool. I might actually play Animal Crossing for a little while after, just to show that off, I guess. Because I honestly have not played Animal Crossing since like last November, just because there was nothing to do, and I was having trouble getting like my little rainbow field done. I am dreading Metroid arriving. Actually, I've got a kind of a fun story about that, because I was ordering it off Amazon, and Amazon, with their incredible pre-order day one delivery, it says you're going to wait 2 weeks to get a copy. So that was annoying, especially because I wanted to see if I could get like one of those collector's editions, because I really like art books, and I think the steel case would look sexy on my shelf. And you know, I told myself I'm just going to wait, because one, on the day of launch, will show up on Amazon, because before that there was copies on Amazon for like $500 or something like that. It's like, okay, there are going to be new copies on Amazon, it's going to show up. I decided, because it said it was going to take even longer to deliver an original, like, just base copy, I was like, alright, fine, I'll jump on it. Next day, of course, there's the collector's edition for the base price. Fortunately, I could cancel my order, and I did order the collector's edition, and instead of waiting an extra 2 weeks like I was going to have to, I'm getting it Monday. So I might stream it or something. That might be fun. But you know, I really like Metroid. I think it might be my favorite Nintendo property. Like, I know everyone likes Mario. I actually don't like Mario all that much. I think it's kind of boring. And when I was a kid, I was definitely a Zelda kid, but I think as I've gotten older, my favorite properties are Metroid and Kirby. As badly as Nintendo likes to really abuse Kirby. But it's sad because I don't have that many Metroid games. When I was a kid, I got a Game Boy, and with my Game Boy, it came with a Metroid 2 poster, and unfortunately, I lost it. I really want to get a copy of that poster again, but I've never had a chance to play Metroid 2. Super Metroid's one of the few games I would ever call perfect, and I don't have a copy of that. I need to get a copy. Really, the only Metroid games I have are the DS prototype, the DS demo game, First Hunt. The first Metroid Prime, which is my favorite game, so it's important I have that one. And Other M, which makes me sad. You know, Pokemon's okay. Honestly, though, I think knockoff Pokemon's better than Pokemon at this point, though. Like, last year, Nexomon. Nexomon was legit, and apparently, like, the original Nexomon just came out, like, a month ago, so I'm gonna have to pick that up. And, Monster Crown. That's coming out in 2 days. That's gonna be, like, a fan-made Pokemon game that I am absolutely gonna play. I might stream that, too, because I'm excited about that. You want to talk about a Pokemon game that's amazing, that literally ate 2 weeks of my life? Earlier this year, I played Monster Sanctuary. That game is unbelievably good. If you ever get the chance to play Monster Sanctuary, do it, because it's legit. But, you know, I think knockoff Pokemon at this point is better than actual Pokemon, just because it seems like, you know, the people who want to make Pokemon games are actually better at it than people who are just forced to. It's the Sega Sonic thing, you know? Fans are going to do it better than the actual people who do it. Which, going back to Metroid, I could say the same about remaking Metroid 2. Man, Metroid Other M. Let's talk about a shitty game in Metroid Other M. That is a game that effectively proved to me there was no god on this planet. And I don't mean that just in the sense it was a really bad game. It was. But, fun story, but the reason why I made my channel was my life's work that I had spent my entire life on had been destroyed by a flood. And I thought, I lived in a basement, so there was going to be flooding in my basement. I decided what I was going to do was I was going to bring my copy of Metroid Other M, which I hate, put it on the right on the floor right next to like the storm drain, so it was definitely going to hit by water. And then at least if something was going to get destroyed, Other M would go with it, and I'd at least have a little bit of closure in getting rid of that piece of garbage. Guess what the one thing that wasn't damaged by the flood was? Spoilers, but if you guessed my copy of Other M, you'd be right. Right next to the storm drain, just completely surrounded by a patch of dry ground, and I was angry. But that was one run of this. I could do another. I've only been going for half an hour, I might as well. Was the fight you got stuck on in Monster Sanctuary against the guy who just says, hey, you're not allowed to cross this door without fighting me to see what real team composition is? Because that guy, frickin' that guy, man. I played Monster Sanctuary, I thought I had a really good team. And I get to that door, he's like, you can't pass this door until I show you what a real team is. Wipe my entire team in 3 turns. That guy is not fun. But, like, right after that, you get some, like, ridiculously powerful monsters as well. So, you gotta power through that fight a little bit, but if you can do it, you can get some ridiculously good monsters. Like, my go-to favorite monster in that game is the half succubus, half kitsune thing that is just ridiculously mean at inflicting bleed damage. And has the ability to permanently keep bleed damage on all enemies. Monster Sanctuary, man, I spent literally 2 weeks of my life sitting there And just thinking about team composition. I had so much fun with that game. But, you know, you really should try and get at that guy. And the sad thing is that guy shows up at like 70% the way through the game, maybe 80, you know? But, you know, I sat here and I just realized, you know, I love Metroid so much, and yet I honestly don't have many Metroid games. Let's try a different thing. We'll grab the Pile Bunker because that's just mechy, and we'll grab... I don't want a Truck Bed, and we'll go with Bipedal. Yeah, that one fight is just kind of out of nowhere dumb hard for no reason. But... you know what really makes me sad is apparently there's going to be like Amiibo connectivity with Metroid Dread, and I have the Dark Samus Amiibo, and I bought it because I like Dark Samus's design, but I expressly bought it hoping that, like, for Metroid Dread and, like, other M, you know, Metroid Prime 4, if you connect it, you could get, like, a Dark Samus skin, and that's not what's going to happen, and I'm sad now. I want a Dark Samus skin. Although I have to admit, I kind of dig the new design Samus has. Like, I love the white on the Metroid Fusion Electric Blue with the red. That's really quite nice. And you don't see Samus in white too often. It's really just the light suit. After that, she's been in black more than she's been in white. So it's kind of an interesting color scheme for her. But the weird thing is, as I understand, Dread's going to take place after Fusion. And I don't know much about Fusion, because I didn't really play it. I've always wanted a copy, but again, I don't have access to a lot of Metroid games, and they're really expensive, and I'm sad about that. But if I remember, her Fusion suit, and she kept it at the end, even after she got her Various suit back or whatever, she had like these thorns on the side of her arm that don't appear to be in her Dread outfit, which is kind of weird, because that was a result of her mutation for becoming part Metroid. So what's up with that, there, Nintendo? And please tell me you didn't get the Ninja Gaiden Jiggle Physics people to handle Samus again, because that is just something that makes me angry. Just thinking about nowadays. Kind of like that lightning shot better than this fire. Oh well. But yeah, I'm excited to give Dread a shot. Although I will say I'm more excited about Metroid Prime 4. I think Metroid was better in first person than third person. Oh, no way. Monster Sanctuary's getting free DLC. Nice. That's exciting. I'm going to have to mark my calendar or something, because I kind of haven't played it since I kind of 100% the game. And I'd like to play more Monster Sanctuary, but I need a reason to. I'm curious now, what monster did you start with in Monster Sanctuary? I went with the wolf myself. And I just loved its high crit damage nonsense. And that lasted me pretty much all the way through Monster Sanctuary. Up until that one fight, anyway. I don't know. I was just like, okay, there's a toad, there's a lion, there's a wolf, there's a bird. I want the wolf. That one sounds coolest. That one just fits my personality perfectly. The bird's pretty cool. You know, one thing I didn't initially realize when I was playing Monster Sanctuary is the different monsters you can start with actually have different different uses for environmental movement and stuff. Like the bird has the extended jump, whereas the wolf has like a wall break. But that's the weird thing, is like some of them overlap, but not all of them. I think it would make more sense if they had either had it set up. I'm going to change my thing. We're going to go with this one. Now we're going with pre-made because we can't just pick one. That missile's kind of crazy. But you know, I would have assumed that either all the monsters have like the same basic wall crushy move, or they all have wildly different moves or something, to necessitate having to build out a team just to explore the early areas as thoroughly as you could. The bird was pretty cool. I think I would have probably gone with either the bird or the lion had I not gone with the wolf, but I definitely wouldn't have gone with the toad. I just don't see me using a toad ever. Like, that just doesn't gel with me. Whereas the wolf, that one just seems more like my kind of thing. But I really like wolves and foxes. Those are kind of my favorite animals, I think. I mean, case in point, my favorite monster in Monster Sanctuary is like the half kitsune thing. Those missiles are really nice. I wonder if we get a different ending based on the route we take. Let's find out. I don't think we actually have a limit on our lives, so, or our continues, so we can try a second route and see what happens. Venusaur 2.0. Yes, like, literally, maybe not the exact area behind that door that you got stuck on, but, like, the area after that, there's, like, a half-fox, half-succubus thing, and she complements the wolf really well because she has high crit, and she has, like, the ability to not only deal a lot of bleed damage, but make it so your opponents never drop bleed. So you can basically design your entire team around just accumulating bonus damage and just murdering them that way. That's actually how I ended up building my team, because originally I went with the wolf as sort of my main damage dealer and building like a crit team, and that worked, but I ended up revising my team and making like an entire bleed team, and the Fox Kitsune Succubus thing is just ridiculous for that. Especially if you give her the Thorny Branch, which every time you hit something, it accumulates like double bleed. You can do some really nasty stuff in Monster Sanctuary when you put your mind to it. I really like how significant all the upgrades and stuff in that game is. Like, Monster Sanctuary, I think it's safe to say that might be one of my favorite games I've played this year. Again, this might be the year of the indie game for me. Like, I'm trying to think of any games I played that weren't indie games that I really liked. There was, like, Pokemon Snap. That's about it. Really, there haven't been that many interesting, like, mainstream games for me this year. Although I think the bigger issue for me this year for my Game of the Year list is I don't have a poop list at all. Like, I by this point in my year, I always have, like, a running tally of, like, best and worst games I've played, but right now, I have, like, 14 potential, like, Game of the Year contestants. I have, like, maybe 7 worst Game of the Year list stuff, so I gotta find some stuff I'm gonna dislike really fast. Yeah, well, you know, I might be able to... I gotta swap out my equipment real quick, but when this is done, if you want, I could pop on Monster Sanctuary and go through, like, a trial fight or something just to show off my team a little bit if you're interested in some team composition stuff. I've kind of done everything else in that game, though. Like, I've gotten all the monsters, I've done all the quests. That's the sad thing, is, like, I really like that game. I was literally obsessed with it. So I did everything. So short of starting over, there's not really much left for me to do other than just, like, practice fights. But, yeah, Monster Sanctuary, that's a legitimately good game. And there's going to be a new Pokemon-style game coming out on Tuesday. That is something I'm really excited about. That's definitely one of the big games left this year for me. It's the only other game this month I have any interest in, because the only other game besides that got pushed to November. But yeah, you should totally keep playing through Monster Sanctuary. It's really, really, really good. Alright, cool. only problem I have, though, with swapping over to my PS5 to do that is, for some reason, the equipment I use to record this doesn't like my PS5. It doesn't get through, like, the HDCP, even though I've got a thing to skip it. So I gotta, like, swap some extra cables. It's kind of an extra pain I don't want to deal with, but, you know, it'll be fun. The new game is called Monster Crown. And it's a Pokemon-style game that has, like, 200 monsters. It has Monster Fusion. Apparently it's got a fairly adult storyline. It's got swears and apparently a little bit of gore in it. And, you know, it looks like a fun time. I'm very excited about it. And I'm thinking about streaming it, honestly, because I've been having some fun with some monster catching, raising games. And I want to play it, so... The only thing that makes me sad is I wanted to get a physical copy of it, and I could do that, but the physical versions aren't coming out till February. It's like, yeah, but I want to play it now, and I'm not patient, and I don't have money for both, so let's pick a different one. Go with number 4. Oh, we're piloting the gun tank. Yeah, it has like the visual style of like a Game Boy Color game, which was part of what initially really got my attention was, you know, it seems to be using a GBC kind of palette. And if the price on Steam for the early access is anything to go by, it'll be about 20 bucks. So it's not ridiculously expensive. Although that said, I am a little light on money just because I had to return my base copy of Metroid Dread and they haven't refunded me that. And I just bought a 3D printer that broke immediately after its test print, and I'm having to deal with the customer service people on that. I'm so sad about that too, because I was gonna get I was gonna make a special Christmas present for my brother, and I was gonna make an ornamental Bulbasaur that I saw online that looked cool. But alas, until I get this fixed or replaced or something, you know, that was almost $400 of my money I bought expressly to make a Christmas present that is just down the drain. Let's not do that one again. Oh, we got the spider legs, okay. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about Monster Crown, and it's coming out in a couple of days, and since on Monday I'm getting Metroid, you know, next day I'm getting Monster Crown, I've got some stuff to play this week, which is exciting. That level was completely different than the one we did. 30 euros. Holy crap. What is that in actual money I can calculate? Let's find out. That would be $45 for me. Holy shoot, that's going to be a lot of money. Still, I'm excited about that game. I'm going to get it. Hey, we're in a different chunk of Australia. I'm guessing if we take the easy route, we just kind of lose our footing in Australia and have to get pushed back to New Zealand or something. That said, you know, I'm excited for Monster Crown. I'm going to get it. Maybe I'll stream it day one, and then, you know, you can see if you like it. And if you do, then you can consider buying it, I guess. But I'm excited about Monster Crown. That game looks really, really cool. Alright. Fire rain. That was actually not very useful. Still, this game's got quite a fair bit of different stages. I'm kind of impressed. I just noticed those little guys look kind of like Leos. And of course we got Doms we're fighting, so we're going against the entire Gundam back catalog of suits. Where's the Mercurius and V8? And the Virgo? I mean, I appreciate there doesn't seem to be any endless Waltz XPs in here, but, you know. Also Fujikomas. Fujikomas are great. Yeah, there's a Dom. Oh, that's a Space Dom Tropin. Maybe. It's a little hard to tell the difference between a Dom Tropin and a base Dom just because they basically look the same. It's a little easier to pick out a Dryson because even though it's very Dom based, it's a lot chunkier and it has those little shuriken things. Alright. Oh no! Quote Lieutenant Quattro Bagina here. Good luck hitting a target as small as I am. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, well, I couldn't exactly get around that. We want electric. We want beams. We want hover legs. Now you're up against the real cream of the crop mech. Alright. I'm curious if the ending will change, depending on what ending we go through. Did we save Australia this time? Or did another space colony crash into it and create another Stardust Memories type event? Cozy Grove? No, I've never heard of that one. I'm gonna have to look it up now. But there's... Oh! There's like a lot of like sort of half Animal Crossing, half like Harvest Moon type games I've been interested in lately. Unfortunately, most of them are unfinished, which is kind of a problem. Eat lightning. Alright, that's one down. Life. There we go. I think that was kind of the moment he would have left too, because I think he got new enemies spawning in. Animal Crossing with Don't Starve graphics. That... Okay, I want to play that game. That sounds cool. I was so bad at Don't Starve, though. I genuinely could not succeed at Don't Starve. I starved very frequently. I got to the door once and got completely destroyed by frostbite. I've tried to play Don't Starve a whole bunch, though, but I'm just no good at it. Which sucks, because, you know, you gotta be good to get the other characters and get more experience. Best I could figure was, play as the lady with the fire starting perk and just never get eaten by the darkness. That's the only way I survived more than a couple days. I was really inept at that game. But I really do quite like Don't Starve. But it is a ridiculously unforgiving game. Yeah, this game does have, like, nice little background effects like that. And it's got, like, a nice sort of pseudo 3D environment sometimes. I don't know if you were here for it, but there's, like, this level in the Dark Mountains where sometimes, like, a flare would come up and, like, the background mountains would actually light up. There's some nice little effects in here. And, you know, for a game that costs, like, $5 on PSN, it's a nice little game. I definitely would recommend it if you like mechs and shooters. It's not like a top tier game by any means, but it's definitely a fun little unappreciated gem, I think. Maybe next time we'll do Gekio Shooting King. That's a game I'd like to get physically as well. Well, that's a cool shooter you can get for like $5 on PSN as well. You should play it. It's good. It's Fang 2001. It's a very good little game. Although now I'm curious, what's your current mech game? Oh, you got Xenogears? I am so jelly. I want to get Xenogears so bad. The sad thing is, and that makes you another one. Literally, like, everyone on our Discord has Xenogears but me. And I'm not sure what's worse, is the fact that I don't have Xenogears and I really want it, or the fact that I have, like, 2/3 of Xenosaga and I hate it. But I really want to get a copy of Xenogears. Because I really do quite like the Xeno series. I like the Xenoblade games. I like Xenoblade Cross probably more than anyone else, because no one really liked that game apparently. Nintendo sure as hell doesn't want to remake it, which is sad. That was the one that had customizable mechs in it, too. And weird hip-hop combat themes. And also German combat themes as well that were absolutely slamming. And that continues the theme of pretty much all the German I know coming from Japanese games for some reason. Yeah, you're stuck at the fight against Will. That's kind of where I had troubles too. Yeah, once we get through this playthrough, I will stop the record to put up on YouTube, but I will continue streaming as I swap my equipment, and I'll just sort of show you off what I'm doing in Monster Sanctuary, or what I have done. But there's a few things you can do. Like, one thing you might be able to try to do is, if you haven't used them yet, you could use the surprise boxes to try and get some good stuff. And in fact, if you're not afraid of quote-unquote cheating, you could save scum your surprise boxes. And if you do that, you can get, like, boss monster eggs, which help, if that's the way you want to go. You can get, like, the golem thing that has ridiculous defense. Yeah. As you play the game in it, you should be able to get, like, these little gacha boxes that contain random objects, and they can be stuff like monster eggs or like rare equipment and stuff. There's a bunch of different levels of it too. I think that's I think that percentile in the corner is success rate, so 1%. So this is like the hardest thing. If you're looking for surprise boxes, you can kind of farm them in the tower. You have to go in and basically do like the I can't even think of what the monsters are now, but like the special like boss monster things. I will show you. For some reason we're back here. We're remaking the first stage kind of, but we're on a smaller ship now. I will show you off some good surprise box stuff, but yeah. The little launching HUD is very nice. It actually reminds me of like this old knockoff Mech Warrior game I played on DOS called Earth Siege. Where you'd start like underground and you'd slowly like raise up on an elevator and then you'd start fighting. Also Earth Siege, screw that game. That was a game I played like 200,000 times and I can map out the first stage in my head perfectly, and I don't think I ever beat the first stage. That was the kind of game, though, like, you didn't want to ever get into a fight, because the moment you got into a fight with one boss, they would just spawn, like, 1,000,000 on top of you, and they'd all start running straight at you. Like, literally fighting anything was like kicking a hornet's nest. It was just a really bad idea. Man, this game is just really quite cool. And it's super cheap on PSN. So that's nice. I think if you're going to get any of those weird Japanese games brought out by Hamster to English, this is one to look out for. Also Rapid Angels, although that's not a particularly good game. It's just a kind of fun, weird game. I actually wanted to review Rapid Angels for the longest time, but I've never had the chance. I should do that at some point, but right now I gotta review 2 different games for Halloween. And I'm in the middle of like another mecha game I need to review. And then I've got 3 Steam games that were gifted to me for review, so I got reviews for days, really. Unfortunately, one of them is also Trails in the Sky, which I'm very excited about, but that's going to be a very, very long game. That's going to take like a year of recording to review properly, I think. But I'm very excited, especially because like the other Legend of Heroes games are apparently getting localized now. Like the ones that didn't come out in English. So that's pretty exciting. Alright. Time to fight the thing. Ooh, some killer jams right now. I think I might have to record some of the background music for this game for stuff. I'm still missing a lot of music for my PS2 video, too. Like, I'm just short. And I can't record PS2 audio, apparently, because it tends to skip with my new hard drive mod. So that's not ideal. It also probably means that streaming PS2 stuff is going to be a bit not good if I ever do it. Which is a shame, because I kind of thought about doing it for Road Trip. Because I've been wanting to play that for a while. I've had it, and I just haven't been able to play it until now. And that's a weird game. Oh no! Alright. Now loading! This is a big level. We need to load extra stuff. Alright. Stop being an exposition Emily and just let me fight things. Oh, that looks mean. Does that arm serve as a shield? I think it... Yes, it does. Okay, that's mean. Also, he has funnels. That's not fair. Who do you think you are, Haman Khan, with your funnels? Actually, I was just playing some Super Robot Wars and fought Haman for the first time. She was mean, but I beat her. But she was also giving me a handicap and didn't use her funnels. Unfortunately, Puru 2 did not give me such a kindness. And I had to have Judao fight him. And then I just had Camille stomp her, because Camille's the best new type ever. And now I really want to watch Zeta again, because Zeta's just so good. I've been thinking about this recently, like, what do I consider to be the worst Gundam ever? Because I've seen most of Gundam. Aside from Turn A and Victory, I think I've seen every Gundam series out there. And I think that Age gets a lot of crap, but, you know, the first chunk of Age was alright. And the second chunk, despite the fact it spends most of its time in, like, a school setting, was really, really good, too. The third chunk was terrible, though, but, you know, I think Age is better than people give it credit for. And it did make a movie that kind of fixed some things and focused on the best parts. But I think if I had to say the worst part of Gundam, that would be G-Reco. Because I just don't understand that anime. It just doesn't make sense to me on any level what G-Reco is actually about. Oh no! Battle buddies, we need to defeat this giant mech. I can see why this level had like a 1% success chance. Because this is kind of mean. But you know, Zero Ranger gave me a 0% success chance and I beat that game. Also a very good mech shooter. You know, there really aren't that many shooters that let you play as a mech. I think that's an underutilized thing because, you know, mechs are cool. Shooters are cool. Musha did it. Musha's one of the best shooters I've ever played. It might be the best shooter I've ever played. You know? Did we do it? Did we do a thing? I think we might have done a thing. I think she's saying we did it. Hooray! Hey, we do get a different ending. Cool. What was that green thing supposed to be? Because that is not a person. People are way too small. I think those are supposed to be people, but they're way too big. Also, that mech is way too small in that shot. Stuff is not proportionally accurate. Hooray! We did it! Alright. And that was 2 playthroughs of Wolf Fang. And I'm pretty sure there was at least 2 other potential routes we could have taken. Maybe even more. But yeah, this is a really nice kind of underappreciated shooter for the Sega Saturn and the PS1. And you can get it on your PS3 for like $5 right now. And you should, because it's good. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, I think we're going to be done. But if you're watching on Twitch, I will be back in a sec for some Monster Sanctuary, just to show off a little, I guess. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream to know we go live, because we try and stream as often as possible. Getting back into the weekly stuff, because I'm almost done my PS2 video, so that's good. So look forward to that. You might also want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel, see everything else, including my PS2 video, which will be out real soon. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my ability, which in this case is play some kick-ass mech shooters on the Saturn. There is nothing about that statement I didn't just love, because mechs, shooters, Saturn, everything about that's just great. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, peace out. And if you're on Twitch, I will be back in a sec.